now available as paperback and e-reader from the author of Spinsterella, A Strange and Unusual Romance, and Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black comes from Legendary Magazine. And you get the conclusion of the Spinsterella trilogy in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today.
Injustice's Superman from DC Comics is a psycho simp. And the reason why I call Injustice Superman a psycho simp is because he practically went insane after the Joker manipulated him into murdering Lois Lane and leading to the destruction of Metropolis. Now, your Injustice Superman, he became this psycho simp because he was so caught up in his feelings about Lois Lane and Metropolis that he let his feelings for one woman get the better of him and lead to him compromising everything that he believed in. He basically allowed the Joker to manipulate him and allowed him to have one bad day that made him completely go insane. Now, your Injustice Superman, he went out here and compromised all of his beliefs because he believed that the ends justified the means, and as he was in his feelings over Lois Lane, he decided that he would turn on the very people he served. And when he turned on the people he served, as related to truth, justice in the American way, that's when he went from becoming a simp from Lois Lane to becoming a psycho simp. And this psycho simp looked to go out here and destroy the lives of everyone, all because he could not have the happiness with the woman he wanted to go out here and spend the rest of his life with. And because he couldn't have any happiness, he looked to make others miserable by imposing a tyrannical order under people, saying that he was going to make them safer, but the people were not made safer by this tyrannical Superman who wanted to just go out here and control everyone because he felt insecure about his inability to go out here and protect Lois Lane from a predator like the Joker. And as he went out here looking to try to call himself protecting people, he wound up compromising every one of his moral beliefs, such as going out here and trying to see the best in people that he was taught by Ma and Pa Kent. And he went out here and compromised his beliefs as related to going out here and trying to see the very best in people. So with the murder of Lois Lane, your Superman just practically wound up turning completely insane. And that's the kind of behavior that psycho simps participate in, because if the girl of their dreams cannot be there and they cannot have their world smoothed by that one woman, they practically go crazy and want to destroy the entire world around them. And that's what your psycho simps go out here and do, because guys like Elliot Rodger, when they can't get the women that they want in their lives, what they want to do is go out here and participate in mass shooting sprees. But your Injustice Superman didn't participate in a mass shooting spree. No, he participated in a mass murder spree where he wound up murdering anyone who disagreed with him, such as Hawkman or Green Arrow. And this just showed how much contempt he had for his fellow heroes, because the girl he wanted to have a relationship with was gone, and he could not listen to logic and reason or think critically about his decisions. No, he was going to use his superpower to reshape the world, similar to what we saw in Superman the Animated Series with the Superman who, when his Lois died, decided to become a tyrant and try to control people. And the same thing with Injustice Superman. We see that your Superman became a super psycho simp, and that's just something that is seen as related to the extreme of the spectrum, as I see it, to the Superman character, because anyone who truly knows the Superman character knows that the Superman character understands that there's more to things. Now, I believe that the main Superman, if his Lois Lane died, he would not become this kind of psycho simp. No, I believe that the main Superman, he would have enough character to stand on the values that his mother and father taught him, and understand that those values are more important than anything out here. But I believe that the true Superman would, if Lois Lane were to pass tragically, he would not go out here and go to these extremes. I believe that he would have enough character to understand that Lois, if she passes, that he would want to honor her memory by continuing to dedicate himself to the mission of truth and justice. And I believe that the true Superman would go out here and further want to not only honor Lois's memory, but want to stand up for those values that Jonathan and Martha Kent taught him, and that those values would mean more to him than anything, because as a Superman, he would understand that yes, human beings pass in this world, and if they go, that's just how things work, because supermen from Krypton are not God, and a human being's lifespan is going to end. So when I look at the Injustice Superman, I think that the writers of this story really need to ask a critical question. I mean, what if Lois Lane dies of natural causes? Would that make Superman go berserk to the point where he would continue traveling through time to continue trying to live with her? Or would he eventually learn to accept that people are going to get older and they're going to leave this earth? Is that something that Superman would really think about? Because again, your Lois Lane is a mortal, and Superman may be long-lived, and he has to learn how to accept death like he had to accept it in the Golden Age and Silver Age when the Kents passed. And I believe that the true Superman would have accepted this, but in this extreme universe, we see what happens when you have a psycho-simp mentality, because a psycho-simp does not love the person, they love what the person represents. And because they love what the person represents, they don't really have a connection to the person to understand people are only with us for a short time and that we have to let them go. I mean, that's all part of the process of life, and that is one of the things people really don't really think about. And when I was watching the Injustice story and I was reading the Injustice comics, I mean, it comes from a really extreme and skewed perspective that really does not understand superheroes. But as someone who understands, the human condition, I can look at this Superman and I can look at him and see that he's a psycho simp, and his world is just so extreme that I don't really think of those characters in Injustice as heroes. They're basically villains on the level of the crime syndicate, and their whole perspective of good is just pure evil. I mean, if this one incident could set one hero off, then he really wasn't a hero, because he was not standing for his ideals. And if you let one woman compromise your ideals, then there's something wrong here, because there are some things that a man has to understand that he has to stand for that are more important than a woman. And that's something a psycho simp doesn't really understand, because he wants to possess the woman. He does not want a relationship with the woman. He wants his ideas regarding the woman. And these are things that needed to be studied more in depth with the Injustice series, because when I look at those characters, they're just really skewed, they're really distorted, and they're downright twisted. And the whole world of them feels so sociopathic that it runs counter to everything I know about the Man of Steel. And that's why I can say that he's a psycho simp. I mean, when I look at Injustice Superman, he is no different than Thanos. I mean, he basically or Dr. Doom. He wants to try to control people because he has no control over himself. And that is what makes him extremely dangerous, is he's out of control, and he's trying to control others, and he doesn't understand that human behavior is not something that can be controlled, because God gave everyone free will. And the more you try to control people, the more control you lose over yourself, until the point where you get to the point of madness. And that's probably what the Joker was trying to do, drive Superman mad. And the Injustice series shows us that the Joker won at the end of the day. Even though he killed the Joker killed everything that was good about Superman and turned a Superman into a super monster. Now, if you want to learn more about the simp paradigm and why it's dysfunctional, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping: Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find it on Smashwords, the iBook Store, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella. Discover the dark side of love in this goth and lovely romance with Spinsterella. Get Spinsterella in paperback and e-readers at your favorite online bookseller today.